At some point in your life, you are gonna blame genetics for your lack of progress and for why your physique looks like shit. But it's in this video that I'm gonna show you 3 ways that you can overcome shit genetics and build a good physique, because luckily, it's not just about genetics, it's probably something you're doing wrong in the real world, which is the reason why you look like shit. And we're starting off with the first thing, which is simply to improve our biology. Guys, instead of blaming your genetics, why don't we actually try and improve what we can change, which is our biology? And in our case, we're going to be looking at hormone function. The key things that you need to be doing if you want to build a better physique is to optimize your hormonal functions, okay? When you optimize your testosterone, when you boost it, you're going to fix things. You're going to undo things like gyno, and you won't have that poor fat distribution, okay? Because I remember when I first started lifting, I had these weird, chubby love handles on my stomach, but I didn't have that much muscle, and I was holding mass in all sorts of weird places. And even you can see from the pictures on the screen here, it looks like I'm holding a bit of gyno even, which I didn't even realize I had at the time. But then you can see the after picture. I boosted my testosterone, obviously gained muscle in the meantime, but I look so much better, and that's because I improved my testosterone, okay? And I know guys personally that don't care about testosterone. They drink beer all weekend and they look like shit. They have some muscle mass, but they weirdly look like a fridge. They look square, they look blocky, they have weird tubby stomachs. I don't want to look like a potato, you don't either. And chances are your testosterone is low and that's why you look like shit, okay? Your muscle building is also going to be slower when you have low testosterone. So, what we need to be doing instead is we need to be eating animal fats to improve our hormones. Okay, and what I would recommend, because we do need cholesterol, we need animal fats to boost our testosterone. I would recommend you get on an animal based diet. So, this is going to be things like eggs, meat, all these kind of natural foods that the world has actually wanted us to eat, okay? And when you eat these foods, you will notice that your body composition will start changing. You can get to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter and you will look way better than when you're at 500 nanograms per deciliter. The difference is night and day. And an extra way to boost your testosterone is through doing sprints and combat sports. Sprints and combat sports will not only improve your athleticism and your explosiveness, but doing these kind of things specifically will literally trigger some biological shit inside of your brain of our ancestors, and it is literally proven to boost test, okay? You're also going to get spikes in growth hormone if you are sprinting, and fighting is just fucking badass. Like, there's no point looking good, there's no point trying to build a physique if you're just going to not be capable in all other realms. I think that is stupid. And if you're looking for a solution on how to become capable as a man in all realms, how to build yourself up from rock bottom, from absolute zero, shit genetics, just like you can see here that I was, then check the link in the description for my community. It will teach you the ultimate glow up strategy, how I was able to change my life forever, and I think it will help you specifically. Okay, so next we're going to be moving on to female gaze training. Okay, this is the single way that you can overcome your shit genetics, and it's not even by overcoming shit genetics, it's simply by doing what guys aren't doing so you can look better than them. Okay, you can separate yourself from 99% of guys who train for the wrong thing. All right, most guys are in the gym doing retarded workouts. They're doing footy workouts, sports workouts, they're training like powerlifters, they're training to be bodybuilders. They're all training wrong, okay? Chances are you're an insecure guy. You started training because you wanted some attention, you wanted some respect and some attraction. The way to get this is by training for the female gaze. It's by building a physique that is attracted to girls, because this not only gets you lusted for and gets girls attracted to you, but it also separates yourself, because a lot of guys simply just look like shit because they don't understand these principles, okay? How do we train for the female gaze physique? Well, we have to focus on our shoulders. So many guys cope and say that big shoulders only come from doing steroids, but you can build big shoulders without steroids, okay? We need shoulders in our physique because they improve our frame. They add to the V taper that is found to be aesthetic, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to train side delts, so doing lateral raises heavy in the gym, which is a common mistake that people make. People are not doing them heavy. People are going in there and lifting like 4 kilo dumbbells for 20 plus reps. This is bullshit. It was only when I started incorporating heavy reps and heavy sets, which is when I actually made progress, and my delts got more spherical, they got more round, and they got more aesthetic, okay? We can also afford to hit our delts more often because they're a smaller muscle group, okay? And what we're going to be aiming for, like I said, is shape. We're going to be focused on our shape and focus on the aesthetics. So many guys have these weird, droopy looking shoulders that just look like absolute shit, okay? So we're trying to create a round look because it's going to emphasize the width of our physique and make us look broader, make us look like we take up more space. And now I say you can go heavy on these because even though you're trying to isolate the side delts on lateral raises and isolate the rear delts on rear delt flies, if you go heavier, other muscles are still going to kick in and you're still going to get trap hypertrophy and neck hypertrophy, and areas all in this upper region are still going to grow when you do them, even if you do them correctly. So adding a bit more weight and being able to push a bit harder will indirectly grow these areas as well, okay? Next, we're going to be focusing on building the lats with heavy as fuck weighted pull-ups for the V-tape aesthetic, okay? It is literally biologically proven that a 1.6x shoulder to waist ratio is the most attractive. It's been shown in studies, okay? So if we can build that, if we can build lats, which not many guys have, there are so many guys who have big muscles and they're quite strong, but they look like shit, and that's because they haven't been able to grow their lats properly. The best way to grow your lats is by doing weighted pull-ups. When I started incorporating these, my lats blew up, okay? And the goal here is to keep adding weight. It is easily progressible. Once you can do one pull-up, you can do two, then you can start adding weight and it just goes up and up and up. Essentially, you want to be training to become a Boeing 737, right? You want to take up as much space as possible, but not in a fat bloat cell way like powerlifters and big ass bodybuilders who look disgusting and get negative social repercussions. You want to be aesthetic. You want to look like this. This is the goal, to look like an upside down triangle, to have the aesthetic beach physique. That is the female gaze physique. And the other way you're going to get there, guys, is by simply just not being a pussy, okay? You need to understand that progressive overload is the reason why you're going to build muscle in the first place. So when you're training, actually take things to failure, actually train hard. I always say that you should be trying to train like your head is about to pop. And that is the difference between guys that are big compared to guys that are small. Okay, guys that have good physiques, they're often in the gym putting in everything, whereas the guys that just go in there and spin wheels over and over again, they're just lifting the same weights, they're going to mild discomfort. Building muscle is a hard thing. We have to be doing what it takes to cause our body to adapt, and by training hard, that is going to occur. Strategy 3 is just get fucking leaner, okay? Too many guys are walking around the gym and they look like absolute shit because they're simply holding too much body fat. You might not realize how good you can actually look if you got lean, okay? And so many guys are making the mistake, but realistically, once you have a decent amount of muscle mass, getting lean is just the cherry on top, and it is the cheat code to looking way better. And it's not only because you have abs, okay? It's because you're going to get definition and veins everywhere, and it's going to make you look 10 times bigger. It's going to make you look like you have more size, all right? Now, to get this lean look, obviously you have to understand a calorie deficit. You have to be eating less than you are burning. So basically, you have to be in an energy deficit, right? And you also need to understand your fat free mass index, because sometimes guys get too lean when they don't have enough muscle and they still look like shit, okay? So the thing is, you need to understand, you need to build some muscle, anywhere from like 18 to 22 FFMI, which just means fat free mass index, is probably going to be more optimal for aesthetics, okay? So you can literally overcome shit genetics if you just get lean and you build some muscle in the process, all right? And then TDE is going to be required to know how many calories you actually need to eat and how many you need to burn per day, right? Another thing, another tip that I would recommend is proper hydration and electrolytes, okay? Because you can get lean, but a lot of guys get lean and they still don't have that good of vascularity. And while it is largely genetics, you can improve your vascularity by being hydrated properly, including things like sodium, potassium, having carbs, and just a lot of water in general will give you a full look and will improve your vascularity so you can have veins pumping when you're actually working out and when you're resting as well, so you look good all the time. Now, as well, the cheat code of being lean is also so important because it will literally indirectly improve your facial aesthetics. It will improve every aesthetic point in your life. Your face will get leaner, your cheekbones will show more, your jawline will get more sharp. This is all beneficial stuff and it all adds towards defeating shit genetics, okay? Because, like I said, a lot of guys don't know what they're hiding under all the body fat and all the fucking marshmallow fat that they're holding. So if you can get rid of it, it is just going to make you look far better and you're going to have a better physique, okay? Better nutrient partitioning effects are also present. When you're lean, your body can use food and energy for better muscle building effects and for better pump effects. It's not just going to get stored as fat, and you're not going to get this negative reinforcement loop, which when you're lean, you have a positive one, okay? When you're lean, when you keep seeing more and more of your abs, when you can look in the mirror and when you can be fucking jacked and shredded, when you can wear a fucking tank top, guys, when you're that guy who literally likes to look at himself in the mirror and sees veins popping out when you're getting a bicep pump, when you have this, you simply just get a positive reinforcement. Who the fuck is going to be more motivated than the guy who can get into the gym, take off his pump cover, wear a tank top, look fucking epic with veins popping everywhere, get people looking at him? Bro, this guy is going to keep making gains because the more results that show, the better you look, which means you're going to want to look even better. So you're more motivated in the first place, and this is going to be even more beneficial to overcoming your shit genetics. So there we have it. These are the three key things that I did to overcome my shit genetics, because I was probably just like you. I thought I was cooked. I thought my physique could never get good. But once I, number one, improved my testosterone, number two, started training harder and trained for the right thing. And number three, just got fucking leaner. My shit genetics suddenly weren't so shit anymore. I actually realized I could build a good physique, and I did have good genetics to begin with. And if you want the specific way on how you can do this for yourself, go from shit genetics, go from the underdog to improving your physique, building something that is attractive and aesthetic, and also improving every other aspect of your life, then check out the link in the description for my community. With that being said, remember that progress is purpose, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.